Hi everybody, welcome back to Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and this is, of course, Groundwar, that often forgotten and often overlooked but most excellent game mode that's in the full version of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019. Now, I'm making this video because if you've got the full version of Modern Warfare, you probably may have not played Groundwar in quite a while, and if you've got the free version of Modern Warfare, if you know Warzone, the Battle Royale, downloadable version of it, you may well be looking at this and thinking, wait a minute, this looks a little bit familiar. This is somewhere in the Warzone and the Plunder map, and you would be dead right. This is Tavors District, and if you didn't know about it, one of the most amazing modes that we got when Modern Warfare came out last year was Groundwar, and it blew us all away. But it's kind of been pushed into the background since we've had Warzone as well. Now, the big difference with Groundwar for Call of Duty was that all of a sudden we had a 64 player version of Call of Duty, objective based, you know, you've got capture A, B, C, D, that sort of thing, on massive maps. And all of the Groundwar maps are in the Warzone map as well. They're plonked around it, and it really is amazing fun, and it's a great reason to buy the full version of Modern Warfare, because you know it's a good game mode to play. You know, you will enjoy yourself, but also above and beyond that, it gives you more practice at engaging enemies in medium to long distance combat, because when you're playing ordinary Call of Duty Modern Warfare, or any Call of Duty, when you're playing TDM, free for all, domination, capture the flag, hardpoint, all that sort of stuff, generally you're engaging people at really short to medium distances at the most, and you never get to engage people at the the medium to the really long distances you get in Warzone. But Groundwar gave us those distances, and when it first came out last year, it took quite a bit of getting used to, because we're all kind of used to running around with SMGs or assault rifles with red dots and that sort of stuff, and all of a sudden we have these massive long sight lines that you can do. Now we've been playing Warzone for quite a while, all of a sudden Groundwar makes much more sense, and you play it and you think, oh gosh, this is such a great sandbox, not only to have fun in, but also to practice my Warzone skills and to practice with my Warzone loadout. So for example, in this clip here, you see me running around with my Growl, which I'm trying to level up, but I'm also kind of getting used to this, this 5.56 assault rifle. Now, there's lots of things missing from Groundwar that you get in Warzone. So there's no spotting, you can't pick up, you can't kind of, there's no loadout drops that come down, that sort of stuff. And the time to kill in Groundwar is the standard Call of Duty time to kill, which means that people aren't wearing armour, so the time to kill is much shorter than it is in Warzone when you come up against people with 3 plates of armour on. So bear that in mind when you're testing your loadouts. Often you'll find that the time to kill, you go, oh well, that's really easy. Then you go into Warzone and it takes a lot longer to kill people. But what you can see me here is engaging people at longer distances in a chunk of the Warzone map. But what's different is it's respawn. If you die, you don't have to worrying 5 minutes about getting back into another game, and then you might not see anybody for another 10 minutes, and then you get into a gunfight. With this, you get into gunfights all of the time if you go to the hot flags as you're wandering around. And the way that Groundwar works is, well, as I say in the title of the video, Groundwar is where Call of Duty out Battlefield's Battlefield. Honestly, this is as good as the heights of Battlefield, which is Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1. Now, at the moment, it's a special version of Groundwar, which is boots on the ground wall, which means that there's no things like tanks or helicopters or armoured cars running around. But often, when you get those, it really does turn into a Battlefield thing. However, sometimes I think these infantry-only versions of Groundwar can be a little bit better, because they allow you to concentrate on that player versus player environment and really test out your loadout. Because a lot of the time in standard multiplayer, as I say, you tend to have SMGs and assault rifles with red dots, and you're maximising your loadout really for aim down sight speed. That's what you really want in standard multiplayer and free-for-all TDM domination, that sort of stuff. But when you're playing Ground War, and therefore when you're playing Warzone as well, you tend to be looking for recoil control. You know what you want: a stable gun that you can engage enemies at medium and long range, fully automatic, where you pull your trigger and you can do a little bit of recoil control, but it's going to stay on target. Being able to aim down sights, you know, a fraction of a second faster doesn't make that much difference. Also, what you see in this clip as well is I'm practicing using my heartbeat sensor as well, because this is my full Warzone loadout. You know, I've got heartbeat sensor, I've got Molotovs, I've got the Growl, I've got the RPG as my secondary, I've got cold-blooded on, I've got ghost on, and I've got amped on, so I can switch weapons and reload my RPG faster. So it really is a great way of practicing with that loadout, getting to know the feel of the gun, the speed, and getting to know a little bit of the map. So anyway, bringing all this back to the beginning, bringing this all back to the title of the video. If you've got the free version of Warzone, this is another reason to invest in the full version of Call of Duty when it's on sale. You know, give it a go, because it will enable you to practice. And if you've got the full version of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019, what I find is that, you know, turn this mode on to have a bit of a practice. But also, if you get a little bit hacked off with Warzone, which we all do every now and again, you know, especially at the moment where it seems like there's quite a lot of lag in the game, you know, and hit detection doesn't seem to be that brilliant. This is quite funny, this clip. In a second to watch this, I get run over. It's really, really good. I get this guy, and then I go in to try and kill some other people, and then watch what happens. Splat. But you see, in Warzone that might be a bit frustrating, because maybe you've been playing for 20 minutes and you die and you think, oh, I've got to start again. But in Ground War, this is respawn, so you just respawn in. You can go to a flag nearby that's captured, or go to your home flag, or, you know, go to that one if it's there, and you can get stuck in the action and start fighting again. So I really find that if I'm playing Warzone, I'm going, oh, I'm getting a bit hacked off with this, but I don't really fancy playing some domination or something like that. I want the big maps, I want that big battlefield experience in a Call of Duty. This is the game mode I turn on, and I generally have good fun. And you can play it really sort of stealthily and passively, like I am now, where I'm not going after kills. I'm just enjoying myself, hanging around the A flag, trying to recapture it, and then I wander somewhere else in a minute. You know, not being super aggressive, but just enjoying what I'm doing and enjoying this amazing game. Anyway, that's enough from me. Hopefully that's encouraged you to have a go at Ground War. Put your questions and comments down below. If you've enjoyed the video, hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe. And of course, I'll see you again soon.